A few spots with an inch of snow are exiting the southeastern corner of Tennessee along the southern plateau. They've had just a little bit of action out there tonight. We had some in the early evening that actually coated some of the area streets here in Nashville once again, but just with a very thin layer. But not so thin that it hasn't caused driving troubles. Folks slipping and sliding all over neighborhood roads and back streets. And then we have insult to injury here. We have extremely cold air that has plunged in with this system. We've actually cleared out a little bit tonight. I think that's a temporary thing because you can see some of the clouds up here in Kentucky try to swing back around again. And when they do, they may squeeze out a flurry or two, not expecting that to be a big deal. But another cold blast is plunging out of Canada through the nation's midsection and coming on down our way on a northwest wind. Look at Fargo, 15 degrees below zero is their actual temperature, and we're going to complain about wind chills below zero tonight, but that can be very dangerous, as you heard in the earlier report. So a wind chill advisory overnight into early Friday. Those northwest winds could gust up to about 20, making single-digit lows feel much, much colder than they are, maybe even 5 below zero, but pretty much the entire area is under that wind chill advisory. Right now we're at 15 in Nashville, 16 in Murfreesboro, 17 in McMinnville, 18 in Winchester, 14 in Clarksville. You know, we've had very cold weather this past week. We've kind of gotten used to these teens, but what we haven't had are those extremely cold wind chills, and we're expecting dangerous wind chills later on tonight, but it feels like 5 in Cookeville right now. It feels like 8 in Nashville, 7 in Columbia, 3 in Clarksville. So obviously it is a lot colder than the actual temperature, and tonight those wind chills again could dip below zero. Our actual lows should make it into the single digits in many locations like Cookeville about 8, Portland, Clarksville 8, 9, Dixon 10 in Nashville and Murfreesboro. I had to lower these low temperatures because of this sudden clearing of the atmosphere. Even though we're going to cloud back up, this period of clearing is allowing that temperature drop to go a little bit faster than it would have with the cloud cover. Of course, you see at the bottom of your screen, most systems have had to close for tomorrow. We didn't get the snow I forecasted. I was still thinking 2 inches last night, 1 minimum. It was more like a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch for most of us, but it packed on those back roads, and it's a good thing the school buses have not been on the roads, because this is what it looked like in Hickman County. Got this viewer shot there from Ryan, and some kids made the most of that. That's my little Eli and Mount Juliet. Can't get up and down our road, or at least the neighbors can't. I managed, but he was going down in a hurry. Big sister Brenna following right behind. These cute little girls here in Franklin just had to get out in the snow, even though there wasn't much of it. They looked good, didn't they? And of course, a lot of folks making what we call snow peeps. Not enough snow for a snowman, so look at the buttons. I think those are goldfish there and pecans for the toes. So you got to work with what you have. 22 degrees for tomorrow's high temperature, and the winds will still be very brisk early in the day with much colder wind chills. It'll be mostly cloudy, I think, with a peak of sunshine, so the snow and ice is not going anywhere, but it could be dangerously cold for the kids to go out there and stay for any length of time. 13 degrees at 1 a.m. tonight with a little bit of clearing, but then the clouds come back in about 11 at 4. 10 at 6 a.m. There could be a flurry or two squeezed out of these clouds. Shouldn't be a big deal. Of course, the wind chills are the big problem tonight. Tomorrow morning, mainly cloudy, some peaks of sunshine, and with the clouds and the super cold air, we could have a few flurries squeezed out, especially north of Nashville and up on the plateau. About 13 at 7, 18 degrees at noon, and 22 for the high temperature tomorrow. 11 degrees tomorrow night. Saturday, we don't warm up. 24 degrees the high and 14 the low. Sunday, still very cold, but we do see warming temperatures by the middle of next week.
All right.